In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with y'all a stock that is about to go insane tomorrow, and why y'all should keep it in your watch list. We're also going to look at the markets because things are trading kind of sideways. It's very annoying, but there is a lot of economic events happening this week, so we're gonna get you guys ready as always. Y'all, let's dive into the charts. All right, off the bat, we got the SPY futures, and so far the market is, again, like I told y'all in the last video, it's gonna get a little bit boring. All right, the market is giving us a whole lot of dojis, which is very annoying. Okay, we're trading sideways in between this very tight range, very small range. All right. The opportunities to make money are not as massive as these kind of days. Okay. Again, it's very annoying. So let's go to the NASDAQ. And the NASDAQ is the same way. It's trading sideways. Very, very, very boring action. Tomorrow is going to be the 11th. The CPI report is going to be announced on the 12th, which is Wednesday at 7:30 a.m. Be ready for that one. Let's check out the expectations before we dive into the good stuff. Let's see. There you go. All right, so this is the inflation report. This is how we've been trending throughout the past few months. This is the peak from March at 3.5. And then from April was at 3.4. We're slowly going down. Are we going to see another drop? It's a maybe. All right, what we're expecting, at least the consensus that we're looking at, is at 3.4%. So they're expecting it to just stay flat again for another month. All right, and if that happens, there's going to be like pretty much an IV crush in the market. I don't think the market is going to move. If it turns out to be lower, like 3.2, we might see a big push higher. Like right now, when we look at the indices, specifically the NASDAQ and the SPY, the bulls are still in control. Yes, it is boring, but you have to be ready for the next massive move, right? Because when it trades sideways, a lot of bears are actually trying to fight this and are taking early positions short. Consolidation is a short seller's worst enemy, right? Especially if you trade in contracts, because everybody is getting annihilated. Anybody who has calls, anybody who has puts, they're getting crushed, right? And it's in stalemate. So you have to wait, okay? Day trading is much more preferred than swing trading. Now, was there an opportunity to make some money today? There kind of was. We're gonna look at QQQ because I saw it in the morning and I thought it was a little sus. I thought it was a little bit sus. There was this small bullish pennant here cooking. I saw the breakout. My problem with it is that I believed that it got out a little too early, and also the volume was kind of trash. So I didn't take that trade right here, which in hindsight, I'm obviously kind of mad, but it can happen where it can behave like this despite the fact that we don't have some solid confirmation or that the structure is not really the cleanest. It can happen. There was some money to be made. I believe the contract that expires tomorrow, we're up by like 60% at the very, very high. All right. But so far, we really haven't gone nowhere. Now, I'm gonna share with y'all the trade that we took. Well, no, let's look at the stock that's going to explode first. Let's look at the stock. The stock that y'all should be keeping in your watch list. That stock is HD. Now, I want to share HD with y'all because of two reasons. Number one, the daily chart. It has been beaten down for quite some time from the highs of 396 all the way down to 324. It's down by 72 bucks. It's looking like a double bottom, right? We have one bottom here followed by one bottom here. Okay, and also we're going to zoom into the 1 hour. Yeah, And if you look over here, there is a falling wedge, which is not my favorite structure. I repeat, it's not my favorite structure because it tends to do a whole lot of BS when this one breaks out. When this structure breaks out, it can either be really, it can behave really well and push all the way up to like 343, or it can play annoying games and then just chill here at the same price and then drop tomorrow down to 324, right? So it's not really my favorite. It's not that easy to manage, but it's kind of there, kind of not. Again, like I said, day trading is more preferred compared to swing trading. So tomorrow, just look for intraday structures on just on the stocks that you like to trade, like your Tesla, like your AMD, like your Google, your Amazon. This one may run, may or may not. Again, it's there, so might as well just share it in today's video. All right, now let's look at the trade that we took. All right, the trade that we took was from last week on the 7th. I saw a bearish, a descending triangle cooking on IWM. All right, it broke down on Friday morning and then stayed down and closed below 202. So I bought puts on there for the sole purpose of, I mean, the price target that I had was 195 with a stop loss of 202. And then as soon as we opened today, IWM was down by 1% and the contracts were up by a lot. So I sold half immediately out the gates, right? And then about 4 minutes later, I decided to get rid of all of my put options. Let's look at IWM real quick. Well, let's go on the 1 minute. And let's do IWM, and then we're gonna clean up, and we're good. All right, so first we have the gap down, which I liked. All right, which means I get to collect half out the gates. Again, if you've been in the Discord, you know this is my style. It's either we open at the same price or a little bit lower, and then we immediately fall so I can collect in the morning, like after the first 30 minutes, right? Or if we have something as spectacular as this, I immediately take my money off the table, right? It kind of relieves the, how do I say this? It's like you already made your money before the day even starts. Yes, you don't have to force anything, and that something is absolutely clean. I guess that explains why I hesitated on QQQ, which I shared you guys earlier with that ascending triangle that broke out a little too early. I guess that's kind of why I hesitated on that one, and I just didn't take it, and I didn't take any trade at all apart from taking my money off from the weekend. All right, and after I did that, this thing started to run and run and run and run. Can it go lower? The answer to that is a maybe. All right, this might be a case of a break and retest where we have the breakdown, first entry here, first exit here. All right, and then we have a retest at this level of resistance. So we'll see if it opens lower. Like if it ends up opening below 250, I might re-enter it for a short. Right? If it ends up giving us a doji, like we've seen with the like we've seen with the SPY and QQQ, it could actually be a bear trap. All right, a clean descending triangle. The price is, in a case of a clean descending triangle, the price is not supposed to close above that resistance. So if there is any candle that gets up here, just know that there's going to be a massive bullish move, because all of these bears in this, like all of the greedy bears who didn't take their money off when we did, right? Or who decided to short and to hold despite what may or may not happen tomorrow. Again, if you close up here tomorrow, if that happens, there could be a massive short squeeze because they're going to panic, right? And when they panic, we're gonna see a continuation higher on Wednesday, especially if we see a positive, especially if we see solid inflation results like 3.2% or 3.3%, right? Anything lower than 3.4 that could also push the market and drive this even higher. Remember, with IWM, it has a massive level of, there's a level of resistance right here at 210 that has to get breached. Among all of the indices, this is the one that's lagging the most. It has the most upside. It hasn't reached new highs yet. So keep that one in mind. Because if these shorts are trapped, we might see a test of 210 on Wednesday afternoon or Thursday morning. All right. So that's my thoughts on this one. Just a quick update on GLD. This was the commodity that I shared in the last video. I gave you a little warning. This is not my favorite structure, right? It's not my favorite. That megaphone pattern that I drew for y'all, it's not my favorite. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But it was, yeah, this is, sometimes this can happen. It's very annoying. It's really, really annoying. And I guess you're just going to have to wait and look for another structure, all right? Patiently wait, trade intraday if you must, but this right here is looks kind of nullified. Hopefully there's another bearish structure that appears later on, that way it can kind of signal another, like a potential entry to the downside. But for now, again, just patiently wait, be on the sidelines and wait for it to reveal something nice. All right, so that's my very honest thoughts on all of these stocks. And that is the end of the video. Do not forget to annihilate the like button as always. I make these videos from Sunday to Thursday at exactly 10 p.m. Eastern time. So definitely click on that subscribe button and click on that notification bell. That way you don't miss out on these videos. If you'd like to be part of a private Discord community where you can get all of this information in real time as I see them, along with the details of the contracts, along with the reason why I take the trades that I take to begin with. That way you get to learn along the way. You can find that as the first link in the description of the video below. Don't forget to follow me on social media at Paul Nguma and at Patternology Lab on Instagram and on X. And lastly, to get some free stocks with Webull, you can use the third link in the description of the video below. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Patternology Lab, where we trade patterns and patterns only. And I will see all of you in tomorrow night's video.